want to know what machine has the most horsepower in a stock platform? Let me introduce you, finally, to the Super Villain. Segway Powersports finally rolled out with the Super Villain. We've been promised it for years, but let's go see the highest stock horsepower machine up close and personal today. So we had a saying in my food and beverage background that you eat first with your eyes. And that's referencing plate presentation and how food looks on a plate. But in reference to this, I can tell you that the aesthetics and the visuals that you get from the Super Villain are drastically different than what we saw in the Villain models from before. Obviously, a little bit wider, it's gotta carry the horsepower, a little bit more aggressive of a nose, but there's definitely some similarities that I see between the Super Villain and other models. For example, the shock going to the lower A-arm. We see that in the Pro Rs with the shock forks. Other than this doesn't have a shock fork, it's actually right next to the axle, so the axle doesn't travel through the shock. So like I said, different similarities with a little bit different of a Segway Powersports twist to it. 76 inches wide, which is nice. So like Turbo S being 72, that's getting into the width of the Pro Rs and the Mav Rs, which is kind of our new latest and greatest UTVs out there on the market of what it's competing with. However, it's going to separate itself when it comes to a cost perspective, because at around 34K MSRP, that is roughly like, say, $20,000 less than those other reference models. Well, when it comes to horsepower, it's got them beat, because it's got the 4-cylinder motor with the turbo, so stock horsepower is at 235. That's the highest we've ever seen out of any stock machine. Of course, before we juice them up and all that fun stuff. But what I really like about it is it's 3 driving modes. So you have race mode, normal mode, and crawling mode, all of which act accordingly. Race mode holds your RPMs high, reduces your downshifting, you can get back in it very easily. So I think this thing would absolutely rip at the dunes. I haven't tested it out in crawling mode, but the lower RPMs, the lower gearing with the automatic transmission is something that I think would handle really well, especially on our Colorado trails and the technical riding like I like to do. Going over the front a little bit more, I talked about the shocks. The A-arms look really beefy. This thing overall is very heavy for being a stock unit. I can tell you while we were unloading them, our forklift was working. But that just means beefy suspension is harder to break. There's not a ton of aftermarket options out there right now because it is so new to the industry, but I would anticipate we're probably gonna see those relatively soon. All right, guys, coming up in May, we're extremely excited to offer a brand new program called Fury Cash. So with any new unit purchased, we're giving you up to $500 Fury Cash. You can use it on pretty much anything, whether it's parts, service, accessories. You buy a UTV, you need that plow, use your Fury Cash. You buy a bike, you need a helmet, use your Fury Cash. So however you spend it, totally up to you, but let us hook you up where your dollar goes further here at Fury Motorsports. All right, so in the cab of this beast, they've made a lot of improvements. Obviously, you can see the big 10-inch screen, the digital cluster, nothing new there. But what is kind of cool, paddle shifters, lots of gizmos and gadgets, but street legal kit comes stock. So right, left turn signals, hazards, horn, all of that is stock. A lot of other cool features of having the screen too. We're getting a lot more vehicle data, your boost, your torque, your acceleration, your oil pressures, your roll angles, your pitch angles. So all of that is also updated versus the Villain. It had some of the data, but it was like mediocre at best. This is like, oh, hey, look, it's 2026. Navigation, still one thing that is a little bit off on it because you have to download maps, so it's not gonna be as intricate or up-to-date live as like Ride Command gets with the Polarises, but still there. Bluetooth capabilities, it connects to phones. You have that going stock for you. It's got speakers, so huge upgrade from the Villains. Obviously that Bluetooth capability gives you the phone as well, and then being able to control everything. So what I found is really cool is that the graphical user interface or whatever has been so well designed for this model that it greatly exceeds the Mavar for sure, and then even the Pro R screens with the bigger screens and everything like that, it's still giving you all the same data points. So found that to be really cool. Just working our way around the cab. Start and stop is a button. You still have your key on power, front and rear locks, differential locks there. You have your, and then live screen of where you're at, and it's telling you locked. One thing was before that they didn't really have anything like showing you what the lock was other than the little X. So I know a lot of people were driving around with their front diff lock saying, you know, it's in limp mode. So yeah, unlock that front diff and it goes faster. And then the driving modes, like I'd mentioned, race, climb, and normal. But just a flip of a switch on the fly, change your modes and color code it accordingly too, which I thought was really cool. Some weird things about it. First of all, the harnesses on the driver's side are retractable. The harnesses on the passenger side are bolted in. So not sure what the thought process was behind that. The fact that they're different on either side, but regardless, still comfortable harnesses, still plug and play with the auto latch. So all of that's really good. And then electronic transmission. So, you know, putting it into drive, reverse, park, what have you, is all electronically controlled versus, you know, our cable-driven gears that, you know, pretty much every other machine leading up to this point has had. Internally, this car is really comfortable. You know, taking it out on a test drive, I was obviously, you know, enthused with the horsepower aspect of it. It wants to go fast. It has that power there, but it's also comfortable. I also feel like I'm contained within the cab. So, you know, if we do get crazy or if we did get technical, it still feels like all the right things are protected. So anyway, let's keep moving around, but that's the inside of the beast. All right, so working our way to the back end of the Super Villain is really where we see all the unique things come through. So obviously, like we had mentioned a couple times before, the 4-cylinder motor that's turbo, right? So totally unique to this model versus any other model we've seen out there. But with that, the automatic transmission, 7-speed transmission, kind of turns everything in the back. So it's got the Pro R feel to it. You can see the drive shaft coming up, but technically 4 boxes again, because you have your front differential, rear differential is separate from the transmission, and then the motor. So 4 box total. Some similarities to it, 5-lug bolt pattern, so 5 on 4.5, same thing that a Pro R would have, or Turbo R. 3 radius rods on each side, so very Can-Am-esque kind of setup in the back. Trailing arm, no toe link, things of that nature, so still a little bit of the old school suspension feel in that as well. As far as travel goes, they claim 20 inches in the front, 21 inches in the back, so roughly about the same as what you would have from like a stock Turbo S without doing things, bigger tires, dual rate springs, all that fun stuff. The one complaint that I do have, that if I had this machine with this amount of power and they have this gigantic exhaust, that makes it sound like a quiet vacuum cleaner. So the one thing I would change is probably eliminating that, going to something aftermarket, and let me hear the power that it's capable of. So don't get me wrong, it does get up and go, but it just doesn't sound like it wants to. That's probably my only complaint over the whole thing. Other than that, I've been very, you know, excited about what they have rolled out, especially coming from the Villain platform to the Super Villain platform. It's a night and day difference. It is apples to oranges for sure. So if you want to see, this is the white and red model is what they call it. Looks a little more orange to me, but white and red, typical Segway Power Sports colors. We also have a black model. So those 2 models are the 26 models that we currently have. But if you want to come down here, come check it out. Come down to Fury Motorsports and see for yourself. Sit in it, test drive it, and figure out if this machine is too much for you to handle.